Uh, to you guys out there, uh, don't be of a shit. Here's the thing, I basically try to find ways to kind of discipline the anger for many years. Well, I never thought of myself as anything other than this kind of like a total nerd. Here's what I did in school. Zone out. I was obsessed with computers all the time. And believe it or not, I'm obsessed with the liberal arts. Very heavily obsessed with it. Here's the thing about me. If you guys want to call me a sissy, I miss my relationships. And I'm forced to not cherish them because they would be coming back anyways. Many of you guys think that I am the bully. And the problem is, you've never really met a real bully in your life. For many years, I struggled to play guitar because of, let's face it, autism increases his hold on life. So I guess, why not call it pain? Well, here's the thing. I'm not really eating alive by myself so much as I very had real concerns about trying to find the right substances that would try to make me more, I guess, normal. That's kind of real of escapism. So what do you guys kind of want me to do? You guys kind of can't really take medication. You guys don't want me to take medication. Many people in the progressive movement kind of don't talk about the real issues of something like the fact that most people cannot afford the medications that I'm forced to take. And here's the thing about me, I don't really like people kind of like giving me any compliments. Uh, and it's usually kind of like thin skin. Like my skin is actually elastic. And I'm supposed to be flexible, and the problem is, the problem used to be I'm not that flexible. And here's the thing, I was taught a lot of self-remembering techniques when I was in the military. I knew myself at first as a military man. I never really wanted to understand kind of like the hair I had, or the voice that I had. I never really wanted to entertain anything about something like highly attractive slut ass. And I entertain self hate, and the problem is, it's actually kind of like anger. And it can basically come to the surface, especially when you're on medication and you're trying to find things that I guess pretty much amount to escapism, like hypnosis. Stuff that most people should use. A guy like me is kind of forced to kind of endure how much of a high on I am. And the real thing is, the last thing I kind of need is to kind of like get real violent at something like pain. Um, Here's the thing. I was raised to be a Brahmin. I was told to kind of cancel out everything, including myself. I was usually I remember kind of stuff about studying Arabic literature. How to know myself? Well, here's the thing. I never once looked at myself in the mirror. During my years when I was kind of growing up in India. And I'm a Muslim from Uzbek. And I'm not really a guy that's very interested in speaking to other people. Usually, in the absence of medication, I basically tend to kind of deliberately break things like throwing ornaments at the wall. Or kind of using canes to kind of like break a lot of china. And I feel myself very kind of comparable to, I guess, a lot of guys that are, I guess, maybe spazzes. And I'm not really a guy that's like comfortable with playing like classy stuff. Usually because let's face it, I grew up in the military. In the military, you're supposed to think about the enemy that you're supposed to fight. And that's basically all I know is basically that, the military. You can't focus on anything else other than the enemy. The enemy represents the general. Can you fight the general? Can you fight the general? It's not really about something like doing it out to develop respect. It's actually the exact opposite. It's basically meant to kind of force you to be angry all the time. And kind of when you're in the absence of that, you can't really function whatsoever. Thereby, what do I really amount to? Basically, kind of a waster. I don't really in any way amount to too much whatsoever. And because of that, I very heavily suffer because I see a lot of guys are basically delta males that bust their ass at work. And for many years, I've done the same thing as a painter. And the problem is, I applied military techniques to paint. And that doesn't really work in real life. But you would be surprised, as long as life exists, the military exists. As long as life exists, the military exists. Like a guy like me is told to not underestimate Iran whatsoever. Because they put me in the spotlight anyways. Basically without me really kind of knowing it and thinking more about how to defeat the general. Like, what do I not want to see? Like, I don't want to see a guy like Micah Buzan, for instance, or something like Carpo. It means that you're a fucking carpet monster. What does that make you? Well, it basically kind of makes you the enemy to me. That's all I have to say. Fine.